Manoj, thank you so much for sparing your time and talking to us on Hearty Wines today and our audience. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sachinji, and I really appreciate all your efforts and the way you are doing this program.
Thank you so much. Manoj, why don't you share some background? Tell us and our audience about yourself.
Sure. Yeah, I'm known as Manoj Desai among Indian community, but my official name is Raghavendra Desai,
Mhm.
and I'm basically from North Karnataka, a place called Belgaum, where I'm born and brought up.
So Manoj, tell us about where did your journey
Mhm.
for the community services or let's say charity begin?
I would say from my childhood days, I was associated with RSS Sangh Shakha activities,
Okay.
and later on, whenever I used to get some time, I used to get involved in whatever capacity
Mm-hmm.
in social activities, because my parents they were also actively involved. My family actually is like from freedom fighters family, I would say.
So Manoj, can you quickly tell us about and our audience about what exact work does RSS does?
I would say nation first. That's the primary focus.
Oh, okay.
So people may talk about Sanatan Dharma framework or
Hmm.
Hinduism and
Hmm.
all, but basically it boils down to nation first. So
Okay.
that's what I
Okay.
believe in. Yeah,
So RSS philosophy is nation first,
yeah,
regardless of religion, culture, right? It's
exactly,
a nation first.
exactly,
Okay, and this is where you begin your journey.
correct.
Okay. You were here in Australia in '95, and then in second term you came back about 2015, and you've been here since then.
Yeah,
What's your experience in Australia so far?
yeah. When I came to Australia in '95, so I
Mm-hmm.
was very young, and apart from my studies, I wanted to get involved in social activities, which like I've been doing in back in India as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I got some like-minded friends here, and
Mm-hmm.
then we started all our initiatives, which
Mm-hmm.
have grown bigger now. Though we call it VHP or Sewa International Sewa. Other than that, we have like Ekal Vidyalay and
Mm-hmm.
then Hindu Council. These are the different organizations, but those days were all like-minded friends. We used to work together for
Mm-hmm.
all these activities.
Okay.
And from Seva perspective, it actively started in 96 but got registered in 97.
Okay.
So initial days we used to like support all Indian projects, like whenever there's a natural calamity
Mm-hmm.
or any disaster that
Mm-hmm.
happens in India or in surrounding places,
Mm-hmm.
we used to raise funds from Australia and then send it to India. We got Seva Australia registered as well for
Okay.
the local activities.
And when did this happen?
So that was late in 2000 onwards,
Okay.
like
Mm-hmm.
cleanup drives.
Mm-hmm.
So which is like a council initiative, and we work with the councils, and then we started blood donation drives,
Mm-hmm.
working with the Red Cross,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have tree plantation again working with the councils.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the different activities we started locally.
Okay.
And then there was a need for family support services.
Mm-hmm.
So initial days when like new migrants came here, they had the struggling period, and they used to face a lot of hardship.
Mm-hmm.
One is getting the first job and then settling in Australia, but apart from that, they used to have some family related issues, some sudden unexpected deaths,
Mm-hmm.
suicides. So
Mm-hmm.
in order to cope up with those challenges, or I mean, get the family along and working with the community,
Mm-hmm.
so we thought there's a need for a family support services. That's
Mm-hmm.
when we started these activities. We have a team of counselors, psychologists, psychiatrists, and we also take help from local police, family lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a big team now.
Mm-hmm.
Like we conduct regular workshops for families, for seniors, for
Mm-hmm.
kids, like parenting workshops, and for new migrants we have a crack your first job, which is
Sure.
like a any
sure.
uh, basic workshop that gives exposure about Australian market,
And
etc.
these are all the families from any background, any country, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
Anyone can participate in these workshops.
okay.
So, especially during COVID time, it was a very big moment across the globe. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we have presence in more than 28 countries, Sewa
Okay,
International.
okay,
So, we worked with the other chapters of Sewa also during
okay.
COVID time
Mm-hmm.
in order to procure the oxygen concentrators, ventilators.
Okay.
So, we worked with the Sewa US during that time,
Mm-hmm.
and then we like formed a team of all like-minded organizations, and then whatever is required for the population at that time, COVID, everyone
Mm-hmm.
was struggling.
Mm-hmm.
Some seniors were struggling with mental health, some were students, and other they were looking for food and groceries. So we listed all the requirements, and then all the sponsors and like-minded team, we worked like 24/7.
Please tell us all the initiatives Seva Australia has been driving here in Australia.
So one of them was our flood relief and rehabilitation work in Lismore and surrounding areas
Mm-hmm.
in northern New South Wales and Queensland border region.
Mm-hmm.
So our Sewa team, we visited there about 7 times.
Mm-hmm.
Like few houses, they were totally damaged. They were not in a living condition. So some infrastructure was required.
Mm-hmm.
So we took all the tool makers and people like handymen who can go and help
Mm-hmm.
those infrastructures. So that was the initial visits. And later on, we realized that there was a need for support in mental health area as well. So we took our counselors
Mm-hmm.
and then befrienders, though those actually talked to them and made them comfortable. Again, during COVID, I can recollect a few incidences. Like
Mm-hmm.
we raised about nearly 2.1 million,
Wow.
out of which 1 million was a government grant,
Mm-hmm.
which was given to Indian community, Indian like a big group of Indian community in Western Australia,
Mm-hmm.
and we worked with those Indian community in Western Australia. But it
Mm-hmm.
was recommended by the government that you go through Sewa International.
Okay. Okay.
That's the kind of trust we have from
Hmm.
government as well as
Mm-hmm.
all the community members.
Hmm.
In the later phase, when a lot of deaths happened during the COVID, and a lot of kids, they lost their parents.
Hmm.
So we thought of supporting those kids, the orphan kids, for their initial education.
Mm-hmm.
So we are still supporting those kids. We started during the COVID, but that support is still on.
Mm-hmm.
And apart from that, we also and recently Wayanad, which saw the
Yeah. The
uh,
floods.
floods as well as landslide.
Sure.
So we supported there with relief and rehabilitation work.
Sure.
So when we think of support for natural calamity or disaster,
Mm-hmm.
so we have been doing this all across the globe,
Hmm.
uh, whether it is Nepal, Sri Lanka.
Right.
Uh, I mean, that's from Seva Australia perspective. So in America, looking at the Seva activity, the
Mm-hmm.
government announced one day as Seva Day. That's again a big recognition for us.
Right.
Recently, when we met Chris Mains, our
Mm-hmm.
premier,
Mm-hmm.
we proposed that as well.
Sure.
So on the mental health or the Seva activities, the selfless service that we do,
Sure.
we can collaborate with the local government and then work.
Sure, sure. So, Manuji, does that also mean that there could be a reverse support also? So, God forbid, if Australia need any support, we can leverage the chapters of Seva International across the globe, and the help, the funds, etc., would also come towards the Australia also. If
Definitely, that's the reason we are in, and our Seva volunteers will be on the forefront in all emergency, exigency situations.
So, Manoj, you've spoken about all the initiatives. I think pretty much what Save Australia has been doing, and I think this is a lot about the community services from any background.
Yeah,
So that's amazing work. From a family standpoint, and especially the youth, the children, the young kids,
yeah.
uh, how is that Save Australia can help them, especially the families in distress,
Yeah.
the kids in the stress of studies,
Yeah.
career, etc.
Sure.
How they can associate themselves with Save Australia?
Sure. That's a very good question. So, as I mentioned earlier, like we have some initiatives for new migrants. So, when new migrant they come and land in Australia, they will have a lot of challenges. They will not be knowing about the Australian job market or the areas. I mean, the different culture people where they can work together, associate, and then make themselves comfortable. So, from that perspective, we have few initiatives. Crack Your First Job is one such initiatives where the new migrants will be struggling for their first job.
Mhm.
So we conduct these workshops like every couple of months. So now we are working with the Rotary Club and then conduct these sessions wherein initial their LinkedIn profile are tuned and then local market exposure is given and then all their questions are answered about Australian market and how to face interview here.
Mhm.
So what are the expectations from the job perspective? Those are given in those workshops.
Mhm.
And from youth's perspective, there are some initiatives like food for homeless.
Mhm.
So these youths, they after working with the Sewa family, they have come up with this initiative, and we work with a organization called Astha.
Mhm.
So they have been conducting these food for homeless initiative, wherein they collect food from the community and then give it to the needy, the homeless people. So all the youths from universities, like from whichever country they come to Australia, they can participate in these initiatives, get associated with all the like-minded youths,
Mhm.
and then they can come up with any seva activity.
And for the families, how they can seek your help? You mentioned about all the family programs, but anything got to do with the husband, wives, their kids. If they seek any help, how they can leverage Save
Yeah,
Australia.
first point I would say they can go to our website, which is sevaaustralia.org. So
Mhm.
once they visit www.sevaaustralia.org site, they can find all our initiatives and whom should they can contact initially. So
Mhm.
that contact number or the information or the email IDs, they will get it on the website.
Mhm.
So sky is the limit.
Mhm.
So all people who are like have vast experience in whatever field, they can come and contribute. That way we can serve the community better.
Absolutely,
Okay.
that makes sense. So if they were to reach out to you, they can reach out through your website,
Website. Yeah.
and they can register themselves,
Yeah.
and they can be a contributor, or else they can also leverage some guidance and seek your support, the Save Australia
Yeah.
support.
Yeah. So
Okay.
initially, I mean, there's no hard and fast that like they have to be a member or something. Like it's all a simple process. They can be part of our family, participate in any of our programs, call us, feel free to come to our house, discuss, and it's like a family affair. That's
Mhm.
why we call it Seva Parivar.
So Manoji, that was fantastic. I think for our community, it's easy to reach out to them, be a contributor, and be of a value to the community all around. Uh, Manoji, as we always do, what is your heart-to-heart message to Australia on Hearty Wines?
Looking at my past experience in Australia, so I have seen like whether it's an Indian community or any other community. So there are challenges, whether it's work related or the family related or job related or working in the society in general. So like everyone will have issues in different ages, in different way of, their part of life. So rather than struggling within yourself, you can open it up with a close friend or a family. That's where seva comes into picture. So looking at some of the old age homes here or the seniors where they don't find any family member to share their feelings. And we have seen like among youngsters, they will struggle during the marriage time, whether to continue in this kind of relationship or get into marriage. They will get stressed, or even during university education, in whatever area they are struggling. So they can feel free to come to us. And Seva, it's not like a, though it's a professional body when it comes to providing these services, family support services, but we are like a family friend to them. So they can share everything with us, and we can like sit together, talk, and find a solution together. So that's the kind of uh, comfort zone they will get into when they approach Seva. So that definitely I can assure. And so all the community members across Australia, we request you that whenever you have any kind of stress, feel free to call us, come and speak to us, and we'll find a solution for you as a family member. And I would like to thank Hearty Wines for giving this opportunity, and especially Sachinji for all the time you have taken, and then spreading this message of Seva, which is like selfless service, which we are doing for the community, and it is done by the community.
Absolutely.
So it's not a small team or one team. I mean, we are all together. So as I mentioned earlier, everyone can come and contribute in their own way in the area of their expertise. So we'll all work together for the society. And definitely, I would like to thank you and Hearty Wines for this opportunity.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
very much.
Manojji, for your kind words and encouragement. And thank you so much for your time today. So, community, this is what we hear today from Sewa Australia, the president of Sewa Australia here in today. I think one team we all can reach out to. If we are in any kind of a distress, if we need any support from a career, family, training standpoint, there are various initiatives, Seva Australia, and the larger umbrella Seva International also runs across the globe. I think one team you can extend your arm and seek support from. One team you can reach out, and you can seek all the guidance. I've been knowing them since last couple of years. All the fantastic work. It's a passionate team of volunteers coming up together to serve the community, regardless of the background, culture, religion we all come from. It's like a Vasudev Kutumbam, one family serving the whole community around. So feel free to reach out to them, refer their website, and always reach out to them if you've got any issues or any area you seek some help from. Manoj, thank you so much for your time today, and be here at Hearty Ones with us.
Sure. Thank you very much,
Thank you so
Sachin.
much,
Really
Manoj.
appreciate it.